everybody, and welcome back to the Girly Girl Bookworm. So today I'm filming a video that kind of is in response to my last video. If you have not watched it, it was my June TBR where I basically told you that I took my entire June TBR and I threw it out the window, and that I'm really focusing on books by Black authors in support of the Black Lives Matter movement. And I just thought that I would follow up with some book recommendations for books that I have already read by Black authors, just in case you're looking for some. Obviously, this is not an all-encompassing list. It doesn't include the books from my last video because I haven't read them yet. I've actually read two. But I just wanted to spread some more awareness. There are still going to be links and ways you can help support down in my description. I do highly recommend, though, if you are going to take book recommendations, if you are going to go out and buy books, read them. My big worry is that people are posting these big giant stacks of books that they're purchasing, but they're not actually taking the time to read them. So make sure, if you're supporting, make sure you're reading them. Don't just buy them for buying them sake. Yeah, let's just get started. Like I said, this is probably not an all-encompassing list. I just kind of went through my Goodreads and found some authors that I thought you might be interested in. So the first one I'm going to talk about is, I'm looking down at my phone because I have a list, Such a Fun Age by Kiley Reid. This was actually Reese Witherspoon's book club pick back in January. This follows a young woman who is babysitting this little girl, and one night the parents call her to go to kind of take her out of the house. Can you come babysit her for a minute? And so the girl does. She leaves the nightclub, picks up the little girl, goes down the street to some grocery store where the little girl likes to count the beans and things. And she is accused of kidnapping her because she is black and the little girl is white. And obviously this sparks a huge conversation of race and injustice. And yeah, it was a really good one. So, and obviously it was a currently written book, so I think that you may like that one. Eleanor and Gray by Brittany C. Cherry. She is a romance author. So if you are looking for more of a romance author to support, I highly recommend you check that one out. Eleanor and Gray follows kind of two different timelines. We're following them when they're really young. In high school, Eleanor's mom is sick, and Gray kind of comes to support her through her mom's cancer. And then we're following them years later. Gray's wife has passed away, and Eleanor unintentionally applies to be their nanny. And it's just their love story. She is definitely an author where I've only read one book by her, but I'm definitely going to be reading more by her in the future. We've got An American Marriage by Tayari Jones. I read that book through Hoopla, where I listened to the audiobook for it. This is about a black man who is accused of raping someone, and as far as we know, he is an innocent man, and we are following how that affects his marriage because he just got married right before this happened. So we're following his wife's perspective and his perspective. So that's definitely a good one to check out. I've heard amazing things about the audiobook. I had a little bit of a hard time with it because one of the women's voices changed, and and then I would get confused and I'd think that there was a new character involved, when there wasn't. So I had a little bit of a hard time with it, but I know that a lot of other people really enjoy the audiobook. So if you're looking for a good audiobook to listen to, that would be a great one. Get a Life, Chloe Brown by Talia Hibbert. Unfortunately, this one did not make my favorites list, but I know a lot of people love this one. This one follows a woman who is dealing with fibromyalgia, and she is just trying to kind of regain her zest for life. It's a romance. It is definitely on the more explicit side when it comes to sex. It's not behind the closet, so if you more prefer romance, it's behind the closet. This one's not going to be for you. But yes, there's that one. And the sequel, Take a Hint, Dani Brown, comes out this month. If not this month, very soon. I'm Not Dying With You Tonight by Kimberly Jones and Gilly Siegel. This one is told in alternating perspectives of a white girl and a black girl. They go to the same school, and one night when they are at a football game, a riot breaks out, and it is them just trying to get out of their area and trying to get home safely. I read this one as an ebook. I know that my Hoopla had it too, so if you're looking for books that you can take out from the library, I would definitely look for that one. Some more YA books. We've got 2 books by Nicola Yoon. We've got Everything, Everything, which is about a young girl who is very sick her entire life, and she's not really allowed to leave her house, and her little love story with her neighbor. And then we've got The Sun Is Also a Star, which is about a girl who is about to get deported, so she's trying to save her family. And one day when she goes to do that, she ends up bumping into this guy, and he tries to show her how to fall in love. So that was another good one. We've got Tiny Pretty Things by Sonia. I tried to remember how to say her name, Charpiatra, and Danielle Clayton. This is actually a duology, so there's this one and Shiny Broken Pieces, which is about a bunch of ballerinas who are at a ballet school. So not only does this one deal with race, but it also deals with the ins and outs of the ballet world, eating disorders, jealousy, a lot of other topics there. A lot of mental health as well. Then we've got An Accidental Affair by Eric Jerome Dickey. Now, this one I read a very long time ago, so I feel like my synopsis for it is not the best, but it's about a man who is married to a woman, and it ends up leaking out a video of her being in a relationship with another man, and he kind of snaps and he goes after the guy from the video, and then he's kind of on the run. That's what I remember from it anyways. I'll leave obviously the cover here, but if that strikes your fancy. And then we've got Dorothy Must Die by Danielle Page. This is an entire series. I've only read book 1, but it is a kind of Wizard of Oz retelling. It is very gory. It's very I remember feeling like it took a darker turn than I was expecting it to take. But it was definitely a series that I was 100% interested in when it first came out, and then my interest in it has kind of died off since. But if that's up your alley, if you're a Wizard of Oz fan, you're definitely going to like that one. And then Split Image by Anna Black. Now, this one is also another one that I've read a long time ago, and I believe it's about a woman who has an affair with a man who's married, and she thinks he's going to leave his wife, but then he doesn't like the way she went about it, so I think he's kind of after her, and unfortunately her twin sister gets kind of pulled into this situation that she wasn't expecting to be in. Again, I could totally be wrong, but I believe that's what it was about. But definitely go check it out on Goodreads if you're interested in that one. And then the last one I'm going to talk about today is Every Woman Needs a Wife by Nailana Kai. And this one was an interesting one. It was about a woman who was married to a guy, and he has an affair, and she kind of in the the divorce kind of is saying like, you got to have sex with her, like what did I get out of the situation? So she kind of almost like makes his mistress like work for her, because hey, you got sex out of it, what did I get out of it? Like, you don't get to like have all the good things come out of this. So she like tries to like sue him for rights to his mistress in a way. It's a very interesting read. I read it a very long time ago as well. But yeah, those are some recommendations that I have for you. If you have any more recommendations for me, definitely leave them down below. Like I said, I'll be leaving lots of links down below for you to check out, to either sign petitions or where to donate. I know YouTube, there's a video that is about 50 minutes long or something like that, where when you watch it, it has a ton of ads, and the person who has that account is donating their AdSense to the cause. So if you feel like you can't do anything because you don't have money, that is not an issue at all. There are tons of ways that you can still give and still support through this time. So I hope you guys enjoyed. I will see you guys really, really soon. Bye, everybody.